Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. I have the sun all up in my face with the tree. It's just shining down and we're gonna keep rolling.
Show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet.
In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing swatches of Polish Pickup for the month of November. If you haven't heard of what Polish Pickup is, it's a monthly collab between indie makers. They get together every month and they create limited edition items, but we all love it for the nail polish. But there's more than that. There's trinkets, earrings, jewelry, apparel, hand care, foot care, cuticle care, soaps, scrubs, all that good stuff. Polish Pickup always functions on a specific theme every month. Based on that theme, creators and makers will make polishes and items. For the month of November, it is very interesting. It's mood rings and emotions. Some items are capped, meaning that there's only a certain amount that are created, and once they sell out, that is typically it. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. You can't get your hands on them anymore. Makers sometimes have the capacity to add more product. It doesn't happen all of the time, but a good way to keep track is through their Facebook page and through their socials. This is a pre-order, so once shop closes, then you'll get your order 3 to 4 weeks from that time. Shop will open the first Friday of every month and then close that following Monday. And then wish listing always opens the Sunday of the Friday that shop is going to be open and live. I have a lot to share, so we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start off with a cuticle oil from BCB Lacquers. This is called Evocative, priced at $8.50 and capped at $250. It's a 6 ml click pen with a twist off cap. If you haven't tried BCB Lacquers cuticle oil, you have to, especially if you know you're gonna love a scent, because let me tell you, these scents are amazing. They linger, but they don't give you a headache. This one, the notes are cool mint, sparkling lime, icy ozone, cool florals, night jasmine, frosted amber, and soft musk. It literally smells like a man, like a nice smelling man. That's the best way I can describe it. Amazing ingredients. Jojoba oil is one of them, which I absolutely love. But these cuticle oils are amazing. First up, we have BCB Lacquers, and this is called This Is Fine, priced at $13.75 and capped at 500 bottles. It's inspired by the meme This Is Fine, which if you haven't seen it, go Google it because it's hilarious. But this is a magnetic. It's described as a murky green jelly with purple, blue, pink magnetic pull, and then red, orange, green shifting shimmer. Beautiful formula, typical with BCB Lacquers. I was able to build up my opacity in 2 coats. Yes, you can see a tiny bit of nail line, but honestly, like in 2 coats on the full hand swatch, it looks perfectly fine. If you have longer nails, then probably going in with that 3rd coat might be helpful, just because this is a magnetic and a lot of the polish will get pulled towards the center. On my middle finger, I have it in its velvet form, but I absolutely love this in the cat eye version. I think it is stunning. We get to see a lot of the red and the orange within the base. And then as for the magnetic pull, we get a lot of the purple. You see a little bit of blue, but I feel like it's more like a violet shade, and then we get little glimpses of pink here and there. I feel like it's more towards the like edges of that magnetic pull that we see the pink, and you know, a majority of what we're looking at is a lot of that purple. Pictured are 2 coats of BCB Lacquers. This is fine with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Bluebird Lacquer, and this is all the seasonings, priced at $13 and capped at 350 bottles, and it's inspired by the feeling of vintage holiday nostalgia. I don't have a description, but when I do get one, I will put it in the description box for you guys. So I'm going to try my best and take a stab at this, even though I'm horrible at describing polishes. I'm going to call this like a foresty green jelly base. It is loaded with beautiful glass flakies. Let's say glass flakies. I'm not sure, but they're flakies, right? And then we have bar glitters in here as well. I feel like bar glitters are always hit or miss with people. Honestly, I think it looks beautiful in this polish just because it's holiday like themed. And when I think of Christmas and holidays and a green polish, I think of tinsel on a Christmas tree. So definitely getting like old school Christmas tree vibes with the tinsel and all of that. I don't put tinsel on my trees anymore. When I was a kid, I remember doing that. My parents must have hated it because I would not do that with my kids right now because it's so messy. But I built this one up in 3 coats. I'm going to say 3 coats for everybody, and you're going to get full opacity. Again, I feel the nostalgia with this polish. I think it's beautiful, and it's going to make for a wonderful December Christmas time manicure. Pictured are 3 coats of Bluebird Lacquer, all the seasonings with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Cadillacer, and this is called Joy, priced at $14.50 and capped at 430 bottles. Oh my gosh, the inspiration is so sweet, guys. It's inspired by the maker's 2 rescue dogs from Egypt, and it's when they first saw snow for the first time, in Switzerland. So Cadillacer is an international indie brand. How lovely is that, and how cute, and you can totally see the inspiration in this polish. It's described as a soft periwinkle blue crelly with matte white glitters and orange red iridescent flakies. I built this one up in 3 coats. I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. It is a crelly formulation, so I think, and it's a lighter color, so definitely I think 3 coats is going to work wonderfully for long nails and short nails. This totally reminds me of a beautiful snowy scene, but just a little more like fun. This is a lovely winter polish, and it's so funny because like typically I don't really like these sort of like light baby blue shades, but one, the inspiration like stole my heart, and 2, I just love the white glitters that are in this polish. I love how they contrast so well against the softer blue base. But it's not like too stark, right? They're both very light colors. The white glitters aren't too much of a stark contrast between the base. And then you have the iridescent flakies just lightly sprinkled throughout the polish to give it some extra depth and dimension, a little bit of color. I think it's beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Cadillacer Joy with a glossy top coat. Cracked Polish is bringing us Surging Energies, priced at $13 and capped at 750 bottles. And the inspiration, I love the Cracked Polish descriptions on like all of their polishes. It like puts you in a place that it's almost like reading a book, and you know how you're imagining that you're there, or like you imagine like the scenery in your mind. Like that is how it is for me with the Cracked Polish descriptions. They're so good. But basically the polish inspiration is just your inner world bursting with energy and expression. So just imagine, you know, if you're feeling happy and joy, then, you know, this is the polish that you want to wear. It's described as a deep magenta purple base, and it has beautiful purple shimmers and a soft pink glow, or soft pink shimmers. I built this one up in 3 coats. I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. I love the glow that you get from this polish, like that inner glow that you get, because we see a lot of that soft pink shimmer and like the purple shimmers just peeking on through, but then that deep magenta purple base is just giving us all like the shadows in the best possible way, because those shadows are still glowing because of the shimmers, and then like the light from within is that beautiful like soft pink. It is beautiful. This is a total like holiday polish for me. I know it's more like of a purple base, but I feel like it's so cozy in a sense. Like I can see it for like your Thanksgiving holiday, or like the winter time when you just want to brighten up your day. I mean, there you go, there's the inspiration, right? But it is so beautiful, so beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Cracked Polish, Surging Energies with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Cuticula, and this is called Mixed Tailings, priced at $13.50, and there is no cap. This is a magnetic polish. I'm going to show it off not magnetized first, because I didn't realize it was a magnetic polish. So you guys get to see the best of both worlds. It's described as a deep teal base that gives a teal blue purple magnetic effect. And once you magnetize it, that background is going to get even deeper, and you'll see that later, a little bit later. And then the glass flakies really start to pop. So this is it in 3 coats, non-magnetized. I love the deep purple shifts that we get with this polish. Love how we get the flakies just scattered about. Like you can see them, they're there, but I feel like what we're really paying attention to are the lovely shifts, right? So you see the purple and the teal, blue. It is beautiful, non-magnetized. So if you didn't feel like magnetizing this, on its own, it is absolutely stunning. So this is 3 coats of Cuticula mixed tailings, not magnetized. Here it is magnetized in 3 coats. Completely different polish, right? So you see how your base gets deeper, and then that magnetic strip, that purple, the blue, the teal, all of that gets centered towards the middle. So when it's non-magnetized, those 3 colors are dispersed all throughout the nail and we get lovely shifts. When you magnetize it, you get a deeper, darker backdrop. You see some of the hollow flakies in there. You see the glass flakies, in there. And then you see that beautiful magnetic strip with the colors more concentrated towards the center. Either way, it is beautiful, so you cannot lose. Pictured are 3 coats of Cuticula mixed tailings with a glossy top coat. Cupcake Polish is bringing us In a Mood, priced at $13.50, and there is no cap, and it was created or designed to look like a mood ring. It is a double multi-chrome magnetic polish that has pink, gold, green multi-chrome base and a purple, blue, teal magnetic shift. I've really been liking the polishing, especially if it's a magnetic polish, you doing 1 coat non-magnetized and then using my magnet afterwards. I just feel like you get the most coverage that way, and I've really been enjoying polishing my nails like that. I built this one up in 2 coats. If you have longer nails, potentially a 3rd coat, but the formula was pretty amazing. So backdrop is this really lovely, deep, like maroon base, but we also see a lot of the shifts too. So we see some of the pink, we see the green as well. And then in the center, we get all the beautiful colors, the purple, the teal, the blue. So does this look like a mood ring? I think so. I didn't do it in the velvet effects, but I could imagine, and I'm sure you're going to see a swatch somewhere on the PPU website, that this in the velvet effect is going to look beautiful. You'll probably get a lot more of the like blue teal, as opposed to seeing more of that depth with the backdrop, but beautiful polish. Pictured are 2 coats of Cupcake Polish In a Mood with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Glam Polish, and this is called Anxiety is a Lying You Know What, priced at $13.50 and capped at 400 bottles. It's inspired by a beautiful quote, which is what the polish is called. It is a sheer periwinkle with red-orange shifting shimmer. I built this one up in 3 coats. I'm going to call this like a crelly base, so 3 coats for everybody would work best. Super long nails, if you have a really prominent nail line, you may see like a tiny bit. I saw some swatches with people who have longer nails and I didn't see nail line, but I think it just depends on how prominent that nail line of yours is. Anything that has red shimmer, I'm just going to be biased and say I love it. I love red shimmer in polishes. It just does something to a base color. The addition of red shimmer, it just makes it more spicy and just so much more intriguing. Not that this polish would be ugly or not like pretty if it didn't have red shimmer, but you know what I mean? Like you throw some red shimmer in there and all of a sudden it's just like the glow. It's beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Glam Polish. Anxiety is a Lying You Know What with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Dreamland Lacquer, and this is called Sonder, priced at $13.50 and capped at 500 bottles. So the inspiration is Sonder, which is the realization that everyone around you is leading a life just as vivid and intricate as your own. And the maker says they've always been fascinated by doors and windows in big cities, wondering what kind of lives are being lived behind those doors. Sonder is a blue leaning thermal when cold, and it shifts to a lilac when warm, and it's filled with pinky purple iridescent flakies. So for this polish, you saw I built it up in 3 coats. I really added that 3rd coat just to deepen up the base. It was fine in 2 coats, but I was like, let me just see what it would look like on a 3rd coat, and it gave me this really beautiful, vibrant base color. It's like that, I don't want to say blurple because it definitely leans more blue, but it's just so pretty. And then the iridescent flakies in here are stunning, guys. So this is in its cold state, and then here it's transitioning to the warmer state. So you see how it transitions to this really pretty like lilac, almost like pink sort of tone. I think it leans more on the pink side because of the iridescent flakies. You can definitely see them more. It was really hard for me to get my hands to turn like as warm as possible. I was over there like with a blow dryer and everything, but you can tell that it does transition to a more like lilac-y, softer sort of shade, and that's what really, when it's in its warm state, that's what really brings out those flakies even more. Not that we can't see them in the cold state, they just give us different vibes. Pictured are 3 coats of Dreamland Lacquer, Sonder with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Glam Polish, and this is called Core Memories, priced at $14 and capped at 250 bottles, and that is a low cap. This one is inspired by Inside Out. It is a neon and pastel glitter mix with a mix of shifting iridescent flakies and a hint of hollow micro glitter and a clear base. Totally see the inspiration in this polish with Inside Out. This one has total topper capabilities. I didn't show it off that way. I showed it built in the 3 coats. I think it's beautiful built up on its own. I know there's probably some swatches where somebody topped it over a base. I think it's just, there's just so much like glitter and so much of the like micro glitter, the iridescent flakies, that I feel like it's gonna overpower your base coat, and that's perfectly fine if you want your mani to intentionally look that way, if you use it as a topper. But I just think that glow from the iridescent flakies looks so much more better when you build it up on its own. It's beautiful. This is like total springtime vibes, maybe even like a fun New Year's Day manicure. Pictured are 3 coats of Glam Polish, Core Memories with a glossy top coat. Glisten Glow is bringing us Love is Love, priced at $14, and there is a no cap, and it's inspired by everyone being able to love whomever they want. And $2 of each of the polishes sold will be donated to the Trevor Project. I'll leave the information down below for you guys. This is a clear base loaded with dark purple and pink reflective glitters, and it's loaded with rainbow iridescent flakes and hollow flakies. You saw right here, I built it up in 2 coats. Does it need a 3rd coat? For me, on my shorter nails, no, I don't think so. If you have longer nails, you can add that 3rd coat, but I'm gonna recommend doing thin coats if you do 3 coats, just because it's loaded with so much reflective glitter and the flakies and all of that. But I don't think it's gonna like do much other than maybe add a few more, components to help hide that nail line, if that makes sense. But anyways, this one is beautiful. I love the pink reflective glitters, the purple reflective glitters. It gives you so much sparkle and shine, and really like goes along with the theme of the polish, that love is just love. And when you look at this polish, you just think like happy thoughts, love. It's beautiful. I can take this into Valentine's Day. I can take this into the springtime. It's stunning. Could I use this as a topper? I don't know if I could necessarily use it as a topper, but you could probably do a nice combination and like create some sort of polish, like use a base color and then use 1 coat of this to sort of like play around with your polish. I think that would be really fun. Pictured are 2 coats of Glisten Glow, Love is Love with a glossy top coat. Great Lakes Lacquer is bringing us There is Joy in Sadness, priced at $14, and there is no cap. The inspiration is there is joy in sadness, the joy of finding comfort in your loved ones, the joy of knowing you aren't alone, and in remembering those who have gone before you. Man, some of these inspirations are like going to my heart for this month. But it's from Joy in Sadness from Inside Out. It's a buttery yellow filled with an intense aqua to royal blue and purple shifting shimmer. Now, my camera was doing all sorts of funky things when I was watching this, but let me tell you, this is a beautiful polish. The glow is insane. Like, I agree, intense aqua to royal blue and some purple shifting shimmer. Like, it is intense, guys. We still see that beautiful buttery yellow base, but obviously what we're paying attention to is just the intensity of all of that shimmer. I love how all of the colors are working together. They don't take away, and one isn't overpowering the other one. I do see a little bit of pink in there as well. I mean, it could be maybe like a lilac shade, right? Because of the purple. But honestly, I see both. I see some purple and I see a little bit of pink as well. This is screaming like springtime, wear me in the spring, or honestly like in the winter when you just want something bright and fun, joyful. This actually, look at this, guys, the inspiration, right? Joy and sadness. Like a lot of people get like the winter blues. Imagine putting this on, like if you're just tired of the cold and the dreariness, like perfection, right? Like it's gonna brighten up your day, and the inspiration behind it is just what that is. Pictured are 3 coats of Great Lakes Lacquer. There's joy and sadness with a glossy top coat. Jen & Berries is bringing us a polish, which it's French, and Jenny's gonna have me speak in French, and I do not speak French. So if I do not pronounce this right, it's because I don't speak French. But I googled the pronunciation. So let's try this. Qu'est-ce que vous cherchez? I don't know, did I say that right? It's probably all like chopped up. But anyways, priced at $13.25 and capped at 500 bottles. Polish is inspired by Enigma's Sadness Part 1. So this song is a mood in and of itself that evokes feelings of awe and wonder at the airy flute. So I definitely have to go listen to that. But it's a blackened black cherry base with subtle deep red shimmer and a mix of holographic flakies. Now, you mix that black cherry base with that deep red shimmer, and we get this lovely, lovely finish on the nails. And it's like, when in doubt, just add those holographic flakies, right? Because it's just going to make that polish pop even more. The formula was amazing on this polish. You saw I built it up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 coats will be fine for you. But like we get like little hints of pink as well with this polish. Like we see that it's like a nice cherry cola red, but then you also get little glimpses of pink here and there. But I saw a picture of this swatched with a matte top coat, and it just looked so velvety and just so beautiful. So I mean I'm a glossy girl 100% of the way, so wearing this again, it'll definitely be with the glossy top coat, but just know that with a matte top coat it also looks just as beautiful. Pictured are 2 coats of Jen & Berries. Qu'est-ce que vous cherchez? Maybe, did I say it? Nope, probably not. Somebody leave the pronunciation down below for me. I wish like there could be something where like there can be some sort of like audio where I can play it and hear the pronunciation on like my comments. Maybe eventually YouTube will get there. So we have Jen & Berries. This is 2 coats. Here we have Night Owl Lacquer, and this is Naturally Moody, priced at $13 with no cap. It's described as a dark blurple base, multi-chrome that shifts violet, magenta, orange, yellow, and green, and it's inspired by mood rings. Beautiful, beautiful formula. You guys see here 2 coats. We're getting amazing coverage. I did go in for a 3rd coat. I just felt like it needed that just to sort of round off the polish and really make it match what I was seeing in the bottle. Love this multi-chrome, especially those green shifts and the yellow shifts. It just contrasts so well against this super glowy, like purpley base. This would be beautiful for winter time, taking it into February for Valentine's Day, even maybe some sort of like summer polish, definitely, because like of how bright that purple base is. I know this is a dark blurple, but honestly it's more like a bright purple to me, maybe because the shimmer, the multi-chrome pigment is so vibrant. But nonetheless, love this. I feel like sometimes you just need to wear a good like multi-chrome polish, because I just forget how shifty they can be, like the intensity of those shifts. Anytime I wear a multi-chrome, like I always catch people staring at my nails. I talk with my hands, so like it never fails. Like I wear a multi-chrome polish, talking, having conversation, and people immediately are always looking at my nails. It's because the intensity of the shifts, and this one definitely has that. Pictured are 3 coats of Night Owl Lacquer, Naturally Moody with a glossy top coat. Painted Polish is bringing us Feeling Spicy, priced at $12.75, and there is the no cap. And it's inspired by a collection of vampy book covers of the spicy variety. This one is a Vampy Blood Red Jelly with black and gold metallic flakies. I feel like painted polish, gold metallic flakies, or just that metallic flaky realm is like, they always like hit it out of the park because they just know how to get that right shape of the flaky, that right volume of flakies in the polish. Now this one, I built it up in 2 coats. Typically painted polish, it's always just 2 coats. I think because this is a jelly base, if you have longer nails, maybe like a 3rd thin coat. But I get why it's in a jelly base. It's just the type of polish, like the inspiration. But this is 2 coats and it's beautiful. Those gold metallic flakies are super, super glowy. They just like vibrate within the polish, and I absolutely love that. Pictured are 2 coats of painted polish, feeling spicy with a glossy top coat. Penelope Luz is bringing us Emotional Connection, priced at $13.50 and capped at 700 bottles. This is inspired by our emotional connections that make us all unique. It is a deep blue glass magnetic polish with a little bit of purple in the backdrop. So first coat, did regular polishing. Second coat, that's when I brought out my magnet, and immediately you can see like the backdrop, how it is that deep purple. I went in for 3 coats. I'm going to say 3 coats for everybody on this one, just to really get the most of your polish and really deepen up your base to get the most opacity. That beautiful deep blue magnetic strip, I agree with the description, how it's like a glass-like effect. Definitely. And it could just be because we're working with a darker backdrop, or I don't know, whatever it is, or maybe because it's more like a what do you call it, like pearlized sort of magnetic strip. At least that's what it looks like to me. So that's what's giving us that like glassy sort of look. Beautiful winter polish. Love the depth, the mysteriousness of it. Very beautiful. Penelope Luz always has amazing formulations on their polishes as well. Pictured are 3 coats of Penelope Luz Emotional Connection with a glossy top coat. Polished for Days is bringing us Seasons Change and So Do We, priced at $13.75, and there is no cap. It's inspired by emotions of life that forever are changing. It is an orange tinted base with an extremely shifty orange to green multichrome micro flake shimmer. And you're going to see that intensity in a little bit. But love how different this base color is. It's almost like fall vibes. I feel like we haven't seen this color yet with all of the swatches, right? There's been a lot of like moody colors, more like brighter shades, and then we get this beautiful shifty shade. Now, if you love Pruglies, you're going to fall in love with this one. Now, do you see what I mean? Extremely shifty. It's I'm doing the bare minimum, and the colors are all poppin'. It's like, hi, I'm here, I'm green, hello, I'm here, I'm orange, and then there's red, and then yellow. It is so beautiful, guys. Like, if you're looking for a Prugly shade, something super shifty, maybe you haven't tried Polished for Days, but you're really feeling this color, it's in, your realm of colors that you love, definitely give it a try. You are going to love this one. The formula was also amazing. I built this one up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is going to work wonderfully for you. Pictured are 2 coats of Polished for Days, Seasons Change, and So Do We with a glossy top coat. Redeyed Lacquer is bringing us I'm Trying Really Hard Not to Connect with People Right Now. Priced at $13 and capped at 300 bottles. This one is described as a dark charcoal hollow flaky bottom. I love gray. I love wearing gray. It's one of my favorite colors, like actual clothing pieces. I just don't wear it enough on my nails, but now this gives me a reason to. It is chock full of hollow flakies, so I agree, it's a hollow flaky bomb. We get this beautiful, like deep cement gray on the nails. I built it up in 3 coats. I think 3 coats for everybody is going to work beautifully. Now imagine this out in the sunlight, out on a sunny day. The amount of rainbows and colors that you're going to get on your nails is going to be stunning. Winter polish 1000% of the way. You can even bring this into the springtime because it's a hollow flicky balm, and it's going to draw in obviously the reflect of the hollow flakes with the sun and give you all the beautiful rainbows. Pictured are 3 coats of Redeyed Lacquer. I'm trying really hard not to connect two people right now with the glossy top coats. Rogue Lacquer is bringing us I'm Not Okay, priced at $13 and capped at 400 bottles. And it's just a little reminder that it's okay not to be okay, and that every feeling adds color to who we are. I love that. Oh my god, the inspirations for this, guys. Because sometimes we all say we're fine, but we're not fine. And like Rogue Lacquer is reminding us, it's okay to be not okay. But this one is a berry tone with green glass flakes that shift like a mood ring. First of all, the inspiration like stole my heart, like all of these polishes are doing, but the actual polish, like that base color, that berry tone, I'm very funny when it comes to certain pinks, especially like mid-tone pinks, because I feel like they don't always look that great on me, or I just maybe don't prefer them on me. But this berry tone, it has like this hint of like caramelized brown. If you hear noise in the background, my heat just came on, but it's like this caramelized brown. I don't know how else to describe it. That's within this berry tone. And love that it's like a jelly formulation or crowley formulation, because it gives us that like translucent look, but it's still very opaque. And then just all of the flakies in here, like in the description it says, you know, they shift like a mood ring. I agree with that because we see so many different colors. Love this polish. It's beautiful, guys. Pictured are 2 coats of Rogue Lacquer I'm Not Okay with a glossy top coat. Sassy Sauce Polish is bringing us Blue Velvet, priced at $13.50 and capped at 500. And the inspiration is a photo of a mood ring. It is a black-based magnetic with a bold purple, blue, green at extreme angles with the magnetic effect. So first coat, no magnet. Second coat, bringing out the magnet. Again, third coat, magnet as well. Long or short nails, I'm going to say 3 coats for everybody. Because of that strong magnetic pull, it is going to pull your polish to the center. Love how we get this moody sort of base, and then that really vibrant like blue purpley pull for the magnetic effect. But it's vibrant, but it's also very glowy, and I don't want to call it subtle because it's not subtle, but it's just this really calming sort of brightness, if that makes any sense. At least that's what I see with the polish as a full manicure. I feel like this is total mood ring vibes. Like if like all of the polishes that I've swatched so far that have been inspired by like a mood ring, I feel like this is definitely the most closest to a mood ring, just because of like that sort of jelly squishy like smoky base, and then just that really pretty glow that we see with the magnetic pull. There's just something about this that's just very calming. It's beautiful. Take it into the winter time. Into the winter, like in January, February. But I didn't do this in the velvet form, and I saw a few swatch photos, and I think it would look beautiful in a velvet form. We would get definitely more of that like purpley blue magnetic pull. But I love it in the cat eye version. There's just something about it that's just calming to me. Pictured are 3 coats of Sassy Sauce Polish, Blue Velvet with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Stella Chroma Too Sad to Run, priced at $13.50 with no cap, and it's inspired by the Inside Out movies. Well, the maker loves Phyllis Smith in The Office, and then also in the Inside Out movies. So that is what the inspiration is. It's inspired by her character. It is a juicy, vivid blue with purple blue shimmer, purple chrome flakies, and silver holographic flakies. Very vibrant and very juicy. This is like blurple to the like 1000% max 500%. It is a beautiful shade. This is a polish you can bring into every season and it's going to match that season. Like summertime because of how bright it is, winter just because blue and winter just go together in my opinion, fall time when you just want like a pop of color, like spring when you're itching for like your neons but are not quite there yet. This is that polish. I built this one up in 3 coats. I'm going to say 2 to 3 coats for everybody, just depending on like your nail length, how prominent your nail line is, all that stuff. I felt for me like on that 3rd coat, like the vibrancy just like popped even more. So that's just something to take note of if you have shorter nails. Nonetheless, thoroughly enjoyed this. You already know I love holographic flakies. Just sprinkle some in within a polish and I'm gonna love it even more. But I think a lot of people will also enjoy this polish too. So lucky there's no cap. Pictured are 3 coats of Stella Chroma, Too Sad to Run with a glossy top coat. And our lovely Zombie Claw is bringing us Catching Tailings, priced at $13.75 and capped at 300 bottles. It's inspired by a mood board. It is a turquoise base with vibrant gold, copper, red aurora shimmer. I swear Zombie Claw always does this to me. Like, they're like, I'm going to make a polish. Or Sabrina's like, I'm going to make a polish. And then I'm going to throw some red aurora shimmer in there because then it's going to steal my heart. But no, seriously, I feel like she is the queen of like red shimmer, red aurora, anything like that. This one had a beautiful formula. I built it up in 2 coats. I'm going to say 2 to 3 coats for everybody. Honestly, I don't really know about that 3rd coat because like the opacity is there in 2 coats. So let's just say 2 to 3 depending on your nail line preference, all of that stuff. We get this really beautiful dark tealy base, and then running throughout is that strong vibrant shimmer. So we see a lot of the gold and a lot of the copper in here. I feel like the red aurora shimmer sort of lays on the backdrop of this polish. The gold and the copper are definitely on the like front end of the polish, which is totally fine for me. This makes for a total like Christmas polish, but it's a very rich shade, very like warm and fuzzy, so perfect for this time of year, especially like the holidays. Pictured are 2 coats of Zombie Claw, Catching Tailings with a glossy top coat. All right guys, I narrowed it down to 5 favorites. They're all in my lap right now. These are beautiful. First one is from Dreamland Lacquer, and this is Sonder. This is the thermal, but it is such a beautiful shade. I've actually been really loving wearing thermals, which is surprising because if you asked me a few years ago, I would never purchase a thermal. I don't think I even own that many other than the ones that I've swatched, because it's just so pretty. Like I love the transition that it gives on like shorter nails. But this one's beautiful. I love the vibrancy of the shade, whether you have the vibrancy of like this blue shade and it's coming off way more blue on camera, but it's more like a tealy color, or in its warmer state. I think in the warmer state, you get more vibrancy from the flakies in here. Regardless, it's beautiful and I love this one. This is gonna be so pretty for the winter time, for like January. The next one is Cracked Polish, and this is Surging Enemies. It's just such a pretty, glimmery, like glow from within purple shade. Like I can totally see this for like February or even like around Christmas time, just before like Christmas time. It's a very beautiful shade of purple. Polished for Days. Sorry guys, if the sun, it's just coming down hard and I don't really feel like moving back down. Polished for Days. Seasons change as in so do we. How pretty is that name? But of course, like this is a greenish, coppery, in between that like prugly state. The shifts are to die for, first of all, like absolutely beautiful. And wearing this now for the fall time, wearing it for the winter, wearing it in the summer when you just don't want to wear anything bright and you just want to go with the not normal and not wear neon. But I absolutely love this one. I just love it for the shifts. I have Redeyed Lacquer, and this one is called I'm Trying Very Hard to Connect with People right now. So when I swatch these, or when I swatch any polishes, I don't read the names. Sometimes I do, but majority of the time I don't, because it's just very quick. So when I go back to do these, to look at like, okay, what are my favorites? I read the names and I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm moving back because this one's like a little crazy. Come on, son. But first of all, I can like resonate with this name, like, but just love the shade. I love gray. I love the color gray. Such a pretty like light cement shade. And then of course the hollow flakies. It's just very pretty for the winter time. And then Stella Chroma. This is Too Sad to Run. Look at how vibrant this is. Oh my God, this is just so pretty. Like, just looking at it on camera, I'm just, can't wait to just wear this as a full mani. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. The sun. Let me know what you plan on wishlisting, what you plan on picking up, if there's polishes that I didn't swatch that you have your eye on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.